Okay, happy St. Patrick's Day, and looking forward to the Dogs playing. We're lucky. Looking forward to the Dogs opening up first round NCAA tournament madness game. March Madness starts, and the Dogs are back in the dance for the second year in a row. We'll be facing the St. Louis Billikens. They come from the Atlantic 10 Conference. They were the Atlantic 10 Conference champions, I believe, and opens up. The Dogs are a 2.5 point favorite. Let's recap where we are, looking at the Mike White tenure, and let's talk about where we are going into this game as Dog fans. What can we expect? What can we hope for? What's our ceiling? What's our floor? And let's just see what we have on the table here. So, Dogs closed the regular season winning 5 out of 6, including wins over Alabama, Kentucky, and some others, and Mississippi State, and just looked like we had some good momentum going in to the SEC tournament. Only loss in that stretch, I think, was to Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt out of that 6 game stretch. So, go into the SEC tournament, and we face an Ole Miss, who Ole Miss was on a historic run this year and won 3 games in 3 days to advance to the quarterfinals or semifinals, and had a chance in that game, but finally wore out. So the Dogs lost to Ole Miss, virtue of a abysmal first half where we just got off to another one of those terrible slow starts, much like we had many times last year. I haven't seen that as much this year. Had it a couple times, but that really was our Achilles heel. We fought back, had a 20-2 run to close within 2 points, and really, you could argue that a few bad calls, 2 goaltending calls that were missed, and then a foul on a last shot that should have resulted in 3 free throws didn't get called. But we can't blame the officials because number one, we dug ourselves in a huge hole and we did not shoot but 60% from the free throw line. So we left enough free throw baskets on the table that we could have won that game had we just simply shot our free throws better, along with the massive comeback. So where are we? Where are we now going into this game? We're the number 8 seed. Last year, let's look at it. Let's see what. Let's just back up a little history. First year, Mike White coming in after Tom Green. We go 16-16. Huge improvement over the last year of Tom Crean, when I think we barely won 2 or 3 games. Next year after that, we go to the NIT and go to the semifinals, I think, or maybe finals in the NIT. Massive improvement there. We were relevant. Year 3, we go to March Madness, go in as a 9 seed, and we have to face Gonzaga, who comes in as an 8 seed. They were horribly misseeded. They probably were more like a 4 or a 5. And once again, we have this huge, terrible hole we dig in the first half, get behind by 20, and then after that, we trade buckets with Gonzaga and really played, toe to toe with them the rest of the game, but never closed that gap enough to get back in the game. Then this year, we win 22 regular season games, finished 10-8, first time winning record in the SEC in a long time, and we earn an 8 seed. Last year was a 9 seed. This year is an 8 seed. And really, had we won a game in the SEC tournament, had we beat Ole Miss, realistically, we're probably looking at a 7 seed in March Madness. Possibly win 2 games. Could have been a 6 seed because Kentucky's up there, and we beat Kentucky, our only match this year. So we left some games on the table. We left some seeds on the table. Be that as it may, we come in now as an 8 seed for second year in a row, only the third time in school history that we've had back-to-back appearances in the NCAA tournament, and the most regular season wins ever in the program, 22 wins in the regular season. So, what happened last year? Big first half deficit, and we lose to Gonzaga. Into this year, first game in the SEC tournament, big first half deficit, and we can't escape that. So we've won 2 out of our last 3 games, if I remember correctly. But we cannot have another one of these huge first half deficits. So if history is any lesson, I'm thinking Coach White and the staff is talking to those guys and saying, "Hey, it's right there for you. Everybody's got to contribute. If you're a key player, you can't get ejected, Samto. Uh, and if people are counting on you to shoot, Blue, Ross, Jake, Jeremiah, if you're open and you've got a shot, Cannon, we need you to shoot the shot. If we do that, we've got a very good chance of taking this game. But let's say, as a Dog fan, let's just say, has this season been a success? Huge success. It's up. It's good. This has been a great success, historic success, and it's the fourth year in a row where we've improved, dramatic improvement from the first year since we lost Tom Crean and he's in the back rearview mirror finally. So fourth year in Mike White, steady progress each year. You got to remember too, preseason predictions. We lost a lot of players. Only four players I think returned: Blue, Dylan James, Somto, and somebody else whose name escapes me. And the preseason prognosticators had us picked 14th or 6th, 15th or 16th in the SEC. Well, we ended up 7th. So we were twice as good as the preseason predictions had us pegged, and nobody pegged us making the NCAA tournament. We were picked to be dead last or next to last in the SEC. So it's been a huge success. And as Dog fans, we're not we're basketball fans now. We're not football fans. So if this were football, if we're not in the picture talk for national title, we're thinking it's a down year. This is basketball. It's a 64 team field. Well, there's a couple play-in games, but at the end of the day, there'll be 64 teams playing in. We're one of them. After Thursday and Friday, there'll be 32 teams left playing significant basketball games, except for the teams that are in the NIT. If we win a game Thursday and we beat St. Louis, this season has been a tremendous step forward of what we've already done, plus icing on the cake, winning a first round game. We've not won a first round game. We've not won an NCAA tournament game, period, in 24 years. It's been 24 years since the Dogs have won an NCAA tournament game. Let that sink in. So it's right there for us. It's not going to be easy. This is a mid-major from a good conference. This is one of those teams like Dayton. Some of these guys we play in November and December, kind of like these tournaments that we go to, like Charleston Invitational, things like that. But they can beat us. And if we don't play well, we're 2.5-point favorite. That's nothing. That's one basket. They could beat us. They've got. Let's look and see at what they've got. And they are an interesting team. They've got a big guy. I think he's 6'10", Robbie Avila. Wears the big glasses. Looks 12. He's averaging close to 13 points a game. He's a good passer. He plays on the outside and the inside. He averages a little over 4 assists a game. They've got a guard, Dion Brown, that gets 5. He's a heavy rebounder. He gets almost 6 rebounds a game. Another guard, Kellen Thames, he gets almost 1.5 steals per game. And then they've got another guard who's averaging almost a block a game, a guard who's averaging almost a block a game. So I think he's about 6'6". So they've got some fairly big guards. They've got a really big post player he's not going to jump out of the gym. He's not the physical specimen Somto is, or even Kareem Stagg, or even Justin Absom. But he knows how to play, and he can pass, and he can shoot. So he's a versatile big man that everything runs through for them. So they're going to be a tough matchup. But let's look at this. You think back to the Dogs when Jim Donnan was the coach of the football team, or even Mark Rick. We were in the conversation, but we weren't at the upper tier yet. That's been more recent. Basketball team is making that climb. If you think about it, and think about when Hugh Durham was the coach. Hugh Durham was a basketball coach for nearly 17 years. I don't think he got the Dogs. Well, he didn't win 22 regular season games, and I don't think he got the Dogs to back-to-back tournaments but once. It was that 83 Final Four team, and then one other, I think maybe the following year. But that was it, as far as back-to-back goes. And Mike White has done it in 4 years. So we're trending up. We just have to understand where we are and accept reality and where we are in terms of the big picture. If we if we don't win Thursday, we still go away saying, "Hey, good season, exceptional season, historic season, successful season." But if we can pull out a win against St. Louis, and we're ahead of them in the Ken Palm rankings. I think we're like 30, let's see, 32 or something like that, and they are. Let's see, where are we in the Ken Palm? Let's see. I think he's taking them off now. He's just got the tournament rankings, but um, we're one, two, three. We're just three slots ahead of St. Louis, so they're ranked really close to us in terms of statistics. We're very evenly matched. They're also a fast-paced team. We're the eighth best scoring team in the nation. They're the 10th best. From an advantage standpoint, we struggle with defensive rebounding. They're not a great offensive rebounding team. So that could play to our advantage. Both teams play fast. Both teams like to shoot the three. I think they shoot 40% from the three. They're probably a better three-point shooting team than we are. So we've got that to contend with. It's not going to be easy, but if we win this game, we would probably face Michigan in the next round, and they're going to be huge favorites if we do. But if we can win the first NCAA tournament game that the Dogs have had in 24 years and advance to play number one seed Michigan, this team has capped off a very successful year, and that'll pay a lot of dividends for recruiting, for fan engagement, and will just pave the road for another year forward next year, and who knows what the fifth year and the sixth year of continued improvement. Mike White just signed a contract extension, so the Dogs higher ups, athletic director, are counting on him keeping this thing going. And if you've been to a Dogs game at Stegman, it's rocking. It's not like the old days. Even during Hugh Durham's heydays, when the Dogs had great teams, it was not like it is now. The Stegman is loud, it's crowded, it's exciting, and the Dogs are playing an exciting style of basketball that fans enjoy. And they just need to tune up a few things and get better on their defensive rebounding. And they've been improving on that. They've been improving on their defensive possessions in the half court. Also, our transition defense has been much improved this year, and that could help us slowing down the St. Louis Billikens, who like the fast break. And our transition defense has been pretty good. So we get some rebounds, we defend well, and we hit our free throws, and we shoot when we're open, and things could look very good. Got to stay up though. The game Thursday night is at 9:45. We're one of the very late games, maybe the latest game that evening. So tell your boss you're going to be coming in a little bit late Friday morning. Tell them you got some things that you got to take care of, and you're going to be up late Thursday night pulling for the Dogs. So let's hope for good things. For those of you that have enjoyed this season, it's been a great season. I didn't want to post about the SEC tournament till we got that in the rear view and saw what was going on, but let's hope this is a great game. Looking forward to it, and we'll have another report later. So I hope it's a good one. And go Dogs.